Welcome back, everyone. Well, it was a tough week for Tesla. I mean, not good at all for the company, and a tough week for the stock too, as you can see right here. In this video, we're talking about the quality issues, and is it a sign of bigger problems, how it will affect the stock, and I'll give you a check. No, not that kind of check. So let's get to it right now. It's been a rough go at it this week for Tesla. It seems like the bad news has just piled on, and Elon has gone from a genius to a bad guy in like a week. So today we will cover the confirmed quality issues with Tesla, my opinion on if it's an indication of larger problems for Tesla, how I think it will affect the stock moving forward, and we will have a reality check for Tesla stock investors if you're interested in being successful long term. So let's get right into it, starting with the bad news. Quality issues appear to be confirmed. We have been hearing for some time that there have been fit and finish issues from people taking delivery of new Teslas. Heck, I've heard it from the biggest Tesla bull I know. He owns 3 cars just for himself, and 2 of them are Teslas. He had the Model 3 and he just couldn't hold out any longer for the Model X, so he bought himself an early Christmas present, which was that Model X. And to top it all off, he didn't get rid of the Model 3 because he loves that car too. He loves Tesla that much. I mean, he's the same guy who will replace his roof with a Tesla roof, and he probably has Tesla underwear. I can't confirm that, obviously, and I probably shouldn't have said that now that I think about it. But even he has commented about the fact that the Teslas have come with more issues than any other car he has ever bought and taken delivery of. And yes, he normally buys new cars. Now don't get me wrong, he is still in love with the cars. There is no doubt about that. I mean, like, in love. But if I spend $100,000 on a car, it had better have a better fit and finish than a freaking Kia. Oh yeah, one more funny thing. On a recent rainy day, his passenger door kept popping open. Sure, he could press a button on his phone and it would close it, which was actually really cool, by the way, the fact you could do that. But it's still funny that it kept popping back open, especially on a day where it was pouring rain. But stories like these abound on the internet. Now, I know, it's the internet, and wow, is it ever a weird place at times. But now with JD Power ranking them dead last out of 32 major vehicle brands in their initial quality survey, the stories seem to be confirmed as more than just internet haters of Tesla. I mean, I posted it as soon as I saw it and read it on my Instagram, so that way you guys could jump all over that information too. But here is probably the most disturbing thing I read about the survey and kind of puts everything into context. Public reading here from a public school graduate, so be patient. Tesla's cars and SUVs had 250 problems per 100 vehicles, compared with an industry average of 166. The next 5 worst scoring brands were Land Rover, Audi, Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, and Jaguar. In general, luxury brands struggled in the 2020 survey I almost made it all the way through, in part due to problems with their infotainment systems. In Tesla's case though, problems included paint defects, poor fit of body panels, trunks and hoods that were hard to open and close, too much wind noise in the interior, squeaks and rattles, according to JD Power's automotive president, Doug Betts. You can point to brands like Land Rover that carry a high price tag as well, but you see their issues were more tech related, not fit and finish. The article even pointed out that the problems with Tesla were not with the EV or the tech side of the house, or even durability or anything like that. Just fit and finish, which is manufacturing 101, and this is a concern. So it would appear that some of the efficiencies Tesla has gained in the factory, not all, but just some, have come at the expense of quality. Now, will Elon and Tesla make it right? Of course, but you cannot dominate the entire car market like they want to if you cannot get the fit and finish right. I really wish we could get more details on the manufacturing efficiencies Tesla has gained, and then get the details of each owner issue so we could cross-reference them to see if there is a correlation or not. My guess is Tesla has already done that and is trying to improve. Smash the like button if you agree with that. No, Seriously, it takes like 10 to 15 hours per video to research, film, edit, all that good stuff. So I really would appreciate the thumbs up. My opinion on if it's an indication of larger problems with Tesla. Wow, that is a loaded question right there. But hear me out. The short answer is no. I don't think it is an indication of larger problems for Tesla. However, it is something to keep an eye on, as it does point towards the problem that seems to be the Achilles heel for Tesla overall, and that is production. Either not being able to produce enough vehicles to meet demand, or, like now, quality issues with the vehicles that are produced. Long term, they have to solve these problems. Period. It's not optional. The Gigafactory ramp up seems to be solving the meeting demand problem. But that has also induced, or made worse, another problem, which is the quality issue. And I do think Tesla will solve it. They're just far too smart not to. But keep an eye on it and be objective. If the quality issues persist into next year or the year after, we might need to be having a different conversation. But to be clear, in my opinion, it is not an indication of larger problems as of now, but it will have an effect on the stock price. How I think it will affect the stock moving forward. Well, if you don't subscribe, it might cause the stock to go down, and same goes for not hitting the like button. I'm still doing my research on that, but do it just in case. There is no need to take that risk. The stock movement is actually going to be interesting for a number of reasons. It's not going to change the mind of Tesla bulls. I mean, with some, Elon flushes the toilet and they run to the internet to check the ticker to see if Tesla jumped 10%. And then they don't understand why it didn't jump that 10%. So no change in the opinion there with those guys, and no, I have no idea how they get that level of information. I don't want to know actually. But I do think this will strengthen the short sellers' positions and give pause to others looking to invest. Now, whoa, slow down. Don't get it twisted around. I don't mean that it makes it more likely the short sellers are right. What I mean is the short sellers will take this as a sign of larger issues and may increase their position, or at least think twice about covering their position and moving on to a different stock, as they could see it as an opportunity to pounce. Of course, I think they would be wrong, especially if they're thinking it will drop significantly. But it does add to the case for shorting Tesla. In the end, we may see a dip and some sideways action, as it may make some larger investors out there take a wait and see approach before putting their money back into Tesla, or putting more money into Tesla. But I think the next point is even more critical for anyone who owns or wants to own Tesla stock. If you understand this, your investing will be a much more happy affair. Not like that kind of affair. You guys know what I mean. Reality check for Tesla stock investors. Oh boy, I am armed and ready for this one.
So bring it in the comment section if you dare.
Now, I'm only discussing this because I want to help you guys make the best investment decisions possible. There are so many people passionate about this stock and this company, and I think we all agree it's a great stock, great company, and it is a great long-term play for stock investors. But you know what it's not? Perfect. It's not perfect. They have problems from time to time too, just like every single company in the history of the world. Just because you think you can defend any negative bit of news that comes out does not make the news any less true. And just as important, anyone who points out said problems does not immediately mean they are haters or Tesla bears. In my experience, Electrek is typically positive towards Tesla overall. But if they give you news and it happens to be negative, they are Tesla haters now? At least that's what I read down in the comments and in the chat rooms. So this article is from Wednesday, and this one is from Thursday. Did they change their stance on Tesla in a day? Are they haters or are they lovers? The answer is neither. They gave you the news, and in both cases were far more generous than they should have been, in my opinion, after reading both articles. So when someone like, I don't know, maybe a guy with a crooked head lays out 10 superlative praises for Tesla and mentions one thing they could do better, or a bump in the road that they see ahead, it does not mean suddenly he is a hater or a Tesla bear or is giving you a bearish take. It's ridiculous, silly, And you honestly are acting like some of the folks who get all wrapped up in politics. Now, I got no problem if you do love politics, but I don't do politics at all, and stock trading is nothing like politics. So let's not turn discussing stocks into a political ultimatum where you have to either be on one side or the other. So just keep in mind, Tesla stock is not perfect. It will not run up indefinitely. If the overall market turns down again, it will get hammered too, just like everybody else. And it will experience quarters that don't meet expectations, and that will hurt the stock in the short term. On the flip side of that, it will also enjoy huge runs up as it continues to gain momentum and increase their profitability. Just be aware, it doesn't make things like this survey any less true, and it doesn't mean there will not be future bumps on the road to the very top. I guess what I'm trying to say is, not being a blind bull is what will help you make the best investing decisions possible in the end. Because in the end, it never ends well for a blind bull. But we may see more negative analysis and news in the coming days and weeks, so make sure you are subscribed, which you can do right here, so you can get the truth on the craziness. And show your support for the channel by just liking the video if nothing else. And follow me on Instagram if you want to see me fail at that epically, and on Patreon if you want to know exactly when I buy and sell stocks, and the link for both those are down in the description. And there are also a couple of videos around me that you can check out as well for more information. Thanks.